Greetings, lovely people.
Listeners and viewers of NSEM. As I always tell you on my program and advise the youth that it's better to live in Rwanda than in Ghana. Any other way is better than Ghana now, since nothing is changing. So today I bring forth a great personality who is going to make my advice and dreams a reality. Please, sir, state your name for the record.
Please, I'm Apostle Kenneth OWURA.
Please give our listeners and viewers a brief background of yourself.
Okay. Like I stated earlier, I'm Apostle Kenneth OWURA. I'm the head pastor for International Fellowship of All Nations. And by the special grace of God, I read theater arts, religion, and philosophy at University of Cape Coast.
Apostle,
yes,
please, are you into any other ventures?
Absolutely. Yes, I am. By the special grace of God, I'm into travel and tour agency. And by the grace of God, we have seen a lot of improvements and a lot of commendations from our people. And that is why I'm here.
Glory to God. We thank God.
Amen.
And what is the name of your consult?
MG Travel Consult, sir.
MG Travel Consult.
Precisely so, sir.
Okay. MG for?
Mighty God.
Why Mighty God?
That's a very important question, sir. Throughout my life as a young man, I have seen the hand of God move mightily. I have seen God make providence. I have seen God do so many things for me, and it will not be out of place if I have set up a firm or a company to make God the center. So MG means Mighty God.
Give us a brief insight of MG Travel Consult.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Essentially, MG seeks to create a robust and a global platform upon which prospective clients and clients can use to realize their traveling dreams. Of course, traveling is very important, but you need a platform through which you can travel. So MG wants to create that robust system, that global platform that you can use to realize your dreams and expectations. And MG Travel Consult also seeks to create a reliable platform, very credible, that people can engage. You know, it's only about traveling, but getting a reliable and a trusted platform that can assist you realize your traveling dream. And this is what MD Travel Consult stands and represents.
So I think it's safe and better for us to move to places and explore. Because in the Bible, there are people who moved from their father's house and went to foreign lands for God to bless them. Maybe so this advice would help you one day. Apostle,
sir,
you are a blessing to the program of NSEM.
Amen.
And today I present to you Smart Tap Mineral Water.
Wow.
One of the greatest and one of the best out of the rest.
Wow. I'm really humbled and I'm really privileged to have this. Thank you.
Westgate said, back to the matter. Apostle,
Sir,
what opportunities are there for the Ghanaian youth?
Of course, MG Travel Consult as an agency and a consulting firm has numberless opportunities, but one that is of utmost importance is work permit. Now, MG Travel Consult as a firm and an agency has a lot of partnership with companies in Europe, America, and Asia. And so what we do is to secure work permit contract for our clients who really want to live and work legally in these countries. We have other options like tourist visa. Some people may want to tour other places, and so we can also assist clients to go through the tourist visa process. We have business invitations. We have clients who want to also do business with other companies in the Western and developed countries, and so MG Travel Consult also assist and advise clients to go through that process.
As the great Leonidas said, we can never forge the future whilst we forget about the past. In everything we do, there are failures. Are there any failed attempts since you started?
Unfortunately, no.
Nice one. Okay.
No, we have a consistent and impeccable track record of success.
100% record.
Absolutely.
Wow.
And the reason is that when it has to do with traveling, documentation is crucial. You cannot do without documentation. So once your documents are well compiled and organized, every embassy will issue a visa. And so what we do as MD Travel Consult is to get you the standard and the appropriate document that will make it easier and simpler for you to receive your visa from any embassy of your choice. This is what we stand for.
Types of visas.
Okay. Of course, technically we know we have countless visas.
Yes.
And the most important is the ones that normally clients regularly, on daily basis, they come to apply. We work on tourist visas, we work on business invitation visas, we work on work permit. These are vital visas. However, we have visas for reunion, we have contract marriage and all that. But mostly we handle the tourist visas, the work permit, and then the business invitation visas.
Okay. So let me take the tourist visas and the work permit, because it's very important for me to travel. Whilst going there, I know I will be able to work legally. What entails, what moves around work permit visas?
Okay. Before I even talk about work permit, when we talk about travel, 3 things influences travel. First, your motivation. Second, finances. Third, purpose. So once these 3 questions are answered, you are good to go. And now, my boss asked of the work permit. How do we get work permit for clients? I indicated earlier that our company have connections and links with migration lawyers who are responsible for the securing of work permit. And so once a client comes for application, what we do is to compile documents and then speak and communicate to our partners in Europe, Asia, and America. And so when the process is started, what happens is that they bring all the necessary and accurate documents that will make it easier for us to do the visa application at the embassy. I must also state on record that no agent or agency has the authority to issue a visa. It is only the embassy that has the mandate and the exclusive powers to issue visa. So what we do at MG Travel Consult is to ensure that we give you valid and accurate documents that will make it easier for you to receive your visa from the embassy.
Fair enough. I hope my listeners and viewers are very happy and they are going to grab this opportunity. I want us to talk about your track record. I want us to dive into that 100% track record before we move back to the matter.
Wow.
What countries have people you've worked with flown to?
By the privilege of God's mercy and clemency, we've had a number of applicants. Some find themselves in Poland, others in Czech Republic. 4 weeks and some days ago, we had a client who had the privilege of traveling to Germany with a tourist visa. So as I speak to you now, currently we have somebody there in Germany. And then we have a number of clients. If I am not mistaken, we have about 24 clients in Dubai. They are all working legally. A majority of them have their residence and all that.
Before we dive more into the types of visas, I would like us to find the details as to the 100% record, the track record. So Apostle, I would like to know the types of countries that the 100% individuals have moved to.
By the privilege of God's clemency and mercy, we've processed visas for a number of clients. Some are in Poland, others are in Czech Republic, and even as I speak to you now, 4 weeks and some days ago, we just processed for one client in Germany. He used a tourist visa platform. And then we have about 20 plus clients who are in Dubai working legally. The majority of them have their residence, and so this is a clear indication that indeed MG Travel Consult has come to stay. You know, any venture that promises without delivering is a scam. And over the successive years, whatever we've promised, we've been able to deliver. And that alone tells you that we are not just credible, but we are trustworthy. And so I'm encouraging anybody to come around so that we can have a deal.
Nice one. Apostle,
Sir.
from the countries you just mentioned, that means you have great connections in the Middle East and the Schengen areas.
Precisely so, sir.
Is there an advice you want to give somebody who wants to travel? Because you know in the Schengen areas, we have the upper tier and the lower tier. So is there any catch there?
Now, normally as a consultant myself, when you come, I study the situation and I tell you what is needed and what is required. Normally with the major countries like Germany, Denmark, Belgium, and Netherlands, it's cumbersome to use their platform because their immigration system is quite rigid. But countries like Poland, Czech Republic, Lithuania, Estonia, and Luxembourg, their immigration system is quite simpler and easier. And so it's easy for you to gain entry. And so once you gain entry into the country, you can find yourself to any other place because it is a Schengen visa. And permit me to say that when you have a Schengen visa, you have the supreme privilege of traveling to 25 other countries apart from your entry point. And so when you find yourself in Estonia, you can just move to any other place of your choice because you are on a Schengen visa.
Apostle,
Sir.
my mama Kuyamansa at Central Market wouldn't understand. What do you mean by entry point?
When I talk about entry point, you know, when you are traveling to a country, you have a destination. Example, if we are applying a visa for you, you should have a destination. So if you are traveling to Lithuania, Lithuania is your entry point. However, you may have plans of moving to other places. Of course, it's allowable, but your entry point should be Lithuania. So you should know that you are having a Schengen visa to Lithuania. That's it.
Apostle, let's move back to visas.
Okay, sir.
Do you process scholarships and student visas as well?
Precisely so, sir. We process scholarship visas and all that based on request. And the reason is that normally most people don't like the student visas because they think the process is very rigorous and expensive. And MG Travel Consult always thinks about their clients and even prospective clients. And so we do things based on the request of our clients. So when you come with a platform of a student visa, of course, we have what it takes to assist you get through the process and hopefully get your visa issued on your passport.
What about my sports people? Because you know in Ghana now, everybody is a footballer. And these footballers are looking for trials in different countries. Do you also dive into that?
Most definitely. Currently, as I speak to you now, our lawyers and other partners are in talks trying to have a contract so that we can also give footballers opportunities. And so it's a work in process. And so we are praying that hopefully by April, we should have a contract so that footballers and other people who are into sports can also have the opportunity to migrate to Europe or any other destination of their choice. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Let me come to the Middle East.
Okay, sir.
Because I know I have viewers and people who are very interested in the Middle East as well. How long does it take for a visa to get me to Dubai, Qatar, Kuwait, and these areas take?
To be candid, and it's funny that with the Middle East, the processing of the visas are way simpler and easier as compared to Europe and America and the other places. With Middle East, it takes 2 weeks for me to get a client a visa. And that, let me say that it's also an online or visa on arrival. When I talk about visa on arrival, what I'm saying is that you don't need to have the visa on your passport. Once you gain entry into the country, the immigration officers there will stamp the visa on your passport, which is completely different from that of Europe and the other places.
Fair enough.
Thank you, sir.
So meaning my people, 2 weeks. 2 weeks per. Now what do Dubai?
That's correct.
Let's talk about job opportunities there. Are you able to also find jobs for these people?
Most definitely. When people are traveling, I indicated earlier the purpose, the motivation, and the level of preparation. And so when you are traveling because of work, it is our responsibility to ensure that you get a job. You need to be gainfully employed. We have partners in the Middle East. Of course, I've heard a number of news, people being stranded, people being defrauded. But fortunately for MG Travel Consult, we have partners in these areas. And so once you get there, they pick you from the airport side, take you to your place, and then ensure that you go through the process and then you are gainfully employed. So like I said, we have 20 plus of our clients in the Middle East, and almost 80% are working. 20% they only came for tourist purposes. So of course they cannot work.
Do you do ticketing as well?
Precisely so. Very important point. We are also into ticket booking to any country of your choice, provided you give us timely and accurate information. We get your details and then give you advice that you need. Once we settle on something, we get you your air ticket to your destination.
What about passport?
Passport, we are also into that. We have partners that are also reliable in various places of your choice. And so once you also give us a request, like I told you earlier, we work with the request of our client. So once the request is initiated, we'll also take it up and then follow up and make sure that the client is served. So indeed, we do passport processing.
I made a little research about you, and I know you have 2 offices, one in Dubai and one in Ghana. How real is that?
That is very correct. By the grace of God, we have 2 offices currently, and even looking forward to having more offices, because we have a lot of people who want to migrate. And so in Kumasi, specifically Asenso Estate Junction, we have an office. And then in Dubai, specifically in Abubakar Sadiq Metro Station, closer to the petrol station, you will have one of our office there.
Fair enough. So viewers, original original na so don't joke with this opportunity. This opportunity is there to help the Ghanaian youth. Apostle, let's delve into finances. Let's talk about Middle East, Europe and America, because these are places now the Ghanaian youth is looking for greener pastures.
That's correct.
For Middle East, how much would an individual need to be there?
If I'm being candid with you, you wouldn't need more than 12,000. And listen carefully and attentively. This 12,000 will take care of your visa, your insurance, your ticket, and then your job. So once you pay this money, you are done. It's a done deal. You enter the Middle East peacefully, and what you wait for is your job. You'll be given a place to rest your head. You will have everything that you need. You only need to buy your own food and manage your own resources. But in terms of job, you'll be gainfully employed because you've paid for it. It's the money that we have taken, and so we need to deliver. Remember, I told you, any venture that promises without delivering is a scam. And so whatever we have promised, we have to deliver.
Fair enough. So, Apostle, as the Ghanaian youth, you know now the economy is very stressful and all that. Are there payment plans?
Precisely so. Of course, we understand the economic meltdown and crunch that we are all faced. We are not blind to the fact. Obviously, we have a payment plan. The payment plan is in two trenches. First, you do the down payment. So once the visa is issued, then subsequently you pay the remaining balance. So that will also cater for your ticket and then your job. So as simple as that. So down payment first. Once the visa is issued, we move to your ticket. Thank you.
Okay. So the down payment, do I need to pay 3/3, 2/3, half of it? How much do I need to pay?
Oh, 2/3 is okay. 2/3
is okay.
2/3.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So the Ghanaian youth, NSEM brings to you these lovely opportunities for you to maximize. Because I always advise you, everywhere is better than Ghana. Kigali is better than Ghana. Kuwait is better than Ghana. And also, the most important thing is, do not go to a scam scheme where you go there and they'll take you to Kuwait, Qatar, then they turn you to prostitute. There's also an advice. Just get to MG Consult. And these problems you will never face. Because the leader and the CEO of MG Consult is a man of God. So if you want to know more about his ministry, don't forget to also follow Moment with People of Power on our YouTube channel, SNTV. He's going to talk about his ministerial life, how long he's been in ministry, his calling, and other things for you to know that he is a great man of God. Apostle,
yes, sir.
How much do I need for a visa to the US and Europe? The Schengen state.
The Schengen area.
Yes.
Well, it's as simple as that. With the Schengen area, you will pay an amount of 30,000. But with the even 30,000, you have the privilege to pay in an amount that is more comfortable with you. And so when you pay 10,000 Ghana cedi, that should be okay until the visa is issued by the embassy. You're not paying anything. And the 10,000 should cater for your work documents, your insurance, and every very thing that you will need to make it easier for the visa to be issued by the embassy.
I had work documents, meaning with 30,000, that individual is also going to get a work permit.
Absolutely. Now, when you are traveling outside, there are reasons for traveling. Now, before the counselor issues a visa, he will ask you, so if indeed you are going to work, what are the evidences? So your work permit, your medical insurance, your accommodation, everything should be displayed on your document. And that will be the justifiable basis for the counselor to issue a visa on your passport.
Okay. I'm a youth myself and a Ghanaian as well. I would ask myself, I'm going to check Poland, but I want to get to Germany, Belgium, Holland, and the rest, the top tiers. But I want to use your advice and go through Poland and check. Would there be a language barrier?
Most definitely. But the beautiful thing is that these people don't joke with their languages. So once you are there and you're attentive and sensitive, you can just learn the language easily, because very often than not, they are always speaking their language. However, if you have issues with that, you went there purposely to work. So much as you are receiving your salary, much as the work conditions are okay for you, you are good to go.
So, Apostle, you mean these people are profound about their language?
Very. They are very, very particular about their language. So it's very important you understand these people are non-English speaking guys, and so they don't joke with their language.
Yes. So, as I was telling you and advising you the last time, we live in Ghana where we are examined and tested, and our intelligence is also tested on these languages, other countries' language. English, for instance, is a problem. Apostle,
Sir,
you are a traveling consultant, and there have been rumors and videos circulating on social media that people were scammed, that they were going to work, but now they are prostitutes in various areas, India, Kuwait, and various other countries in the Middle East. Can you enlighten us about this and also advise the Ghanaian youth as well?
Now, the truth of the matter is that most clients don't engage the right agencies and institutions. They engage people on the way, and these people do not have links. And so what happens is that when they help them migrate, they fall into the wrong hands, and when that happens, that is when they find themselves in prostitution and child trafficking and all that. By the privilege of God's mercy, we are a credible agency and we have a consistent track record of success. And so when you come to our office, we show you videos, other evidences of visas and tickets and all that. That clearly indicates that we are really working and we are not into any illicit stuff.
Fair enough. So this is for you and I to maximize. This is an opportunity for us to use, because everywhere is far better than Ghana. Apostle,
Sir,
requirements that are needed to various countries and various types of visas. I want you to enlighten us about it.
Very, very important. Of course, countries vary and they have their individual requirement. So every country has a requirement, be it tourist visa, be it business invitation visa, be it work permit. And so for instance, in Germany, if you want to go on a student visa platform, you will need to have a language course, at least B2 in their language course. Without that, you cannot go through it. You'll be denied visa. And most times we don't get agents and other travel consultants educate people on some of these things. In Poland, if you want to travel to Poland, you need to, if it's work permit, you need to understand that you need to have a medical insurance, which is very, very important. You cannot apply for a process in Poland without a medical insurance. It's very, very important. After getting the offer letter, you will need a medical coverage, which means that if something should happen, you have a medical coverage that can sort you out. And these people don't take these things lightly. A country like Luxembourg will always look for their bank statement. And so when you are applying for Luxembourg on tourist visa without the required amount, almost 50,000 Ghana cedi, if you don't have that sitting comfortably in your account, they will deny you visas. So countries vary based on their requirements, and we need to get the understanding of these things.
For minimum bank statement for various countries.
Oh, okay.
So that the Ghanaian youth will start, because I know when this gets out, the Ghanaian youth are going to start preparing.
Okay. Okay, with the Schengen zone, you have 7,000 euros. With the Schengen zone, you have 7,000 euros as their minimum. And so if you don't have that, you cannot go through the process. You need to have that kind of money sitting comfortably, so that, and the reason is that these people, they ensure when you come to their country, you don't become a liability. And sometimes people don't understand why their rules are rigid. You see, unlike in Ghana, you find people sleeping under bridges on the streets and all that. These countries are very developed. And so when you are coming to their countries, they want to make sure that you are financially sound and capable, so that you don't become a problem or you don't indulge in any vices. And so they do all these things to ensure that you are okay in terms of finances, so that when you come, you live peacefully. As simple as that.
So if I'm to grab this opportunity, for me to get to the Middle East, I need 12,000 cedis.
Precisely so, say, an amount of 12,000.
And my bank statement should be around.
No, for Middle East, you don't need any bank statement.
Okay.
But I need to also say that you don't need any bank statement.
Okay.
What you need is a valid passport. You need a passport size picture. These are the things you need.
Apostle, let's talk about job opportunities in the Middle East. What type of job opportunities?
Yes, in the Middle East, we have blue-collar jobs. And when I mean blue-collar job, what I'm saying is that we have that of factory, warehouse, housekeeping, hospitality. And permit me to say that in the Middle East, they also like artisans, like plumbers, like carpenters, like designers. These guys are most sought after. So when you have such kind of work, you easily land yourself a job in the Middle East. You always hear people complain there are no jobs in the Middle East. They want people who are artisans, people who have something doing with their hands. As simple as that.
Fair enough. For Europe or the Schengen, let me talk about the Schengen area. How much do I need? 30,000 is the amount I need. 10,000 down payment. When the visa is being issued, I pay 20,000.
That's correct.
My bank statement, what should my balance be?
Well, it depends on the platform that you are using. If you are using work permit, we will need a pay slip or something that shows that you've had a work experience and you've received a remuneration or salary. But if it's tourist visa, that is when you need a bank statement.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Fair enough. So my listeners and viewers, I think you start preparing your monies. You start saving. You start working hard. Because to live in Kigali will be like living in heaven. Trust me. Because Ghana is more of a hell to us now. Things are not moving financially. The rich are always getting richer and the poor are getting poorer. We want to get out of this. That is why MG Travel Consult has come, and Apostle Kenneth Owusu is trying to let you know the various opportunities. Trustworthiness, the 100% track record, do not forget about that. Install it in your mind and work hard towards it. Apostle,
Sir.
If I were to be a client and I come to you, I have no bank statement, I have no working experience, no pay slips, how do I travel?
That's a genuine question. When the client comes and doesn't have all the requirements needed, what we do is to advise the client. Remember, I said that it is also a consultancy firm, and so we are into giving legal advice and professional advice to clients that have the ambition to travel. And so if you don't have the requirements, we school you through the process. First, we help you open an account. You begin to run your account. For example, if you want to apply a tourist visa, you need to have an account that is running so that you will have something sitting in the account before the visa will be issued. And so we give you some of these tips so that you don't miss your way. Otherwise, you'll be defrauded. And most people, when we give them the teaching and orientation, they feel bad. They think we want to deny them the opportunity. But you know, it's better to it's better to be late to get it right than to be in a haste and get it wrong. That has been our philosophy.
Sir, what advice are you going to give to the Ghanaian youth and people with traveling dreams?
What I will say is that first and foremost, they need to do a proper research to know the agencies that are credible so that they can use those platforms. Because considering the economic meltdown, if you are being defrauded or swindled of your money, I don't know how you're going to recover. And so it's important to get a trusted and a reliable agency. Again, people who have plans of traveling should educate themselves. They should develop themselves through the various social media platforms. We've had issues in Europe and Middle East where people were sent there, but unfortunately, they could not use the enhanced devices and equipment. And so they needed to go through training and all that. And so they need to develop themselves. They need to build themselves, find something doing. Be serious, be loyal, and be consistent.
So meaning there are also opportunities for people with handiworks or handymen, as they say over there, to learn to use sophisticated machines and all that.
No, the beautiful thing about the Western nation and the Middle East is that these people are very developed. And so when you come there, you are not expected to work with your hands. You are supposed to use an enhanced equipment. And so they help you go through tutorials and training so that you have mastery over the devices and the equipment so that you work effectively. And so they give you the opportunity to learn and then do your work.
Apart from the information on the screen, Apostle, can you give us any other contact lines?
Of course. There are some hotlines you can contact the agency. And so in the Middle East, we have +971 544 106841. It also doubles as a WhatsApp number, so you can send us a message. And then in Ghana, we have the 0596 7070.
MG Travel Consult in Dubai and in Ghana. For number no, na chesa. With our smart app question of the day, Apostle, we have in two forms: the funny aspect and the serious part. So, which one do you want to take first?
The serious aspect.
The serious aspect. Okay. With frauding and swindling, when we were growing up, we heard about connection men. All what we didn't know at that time was all these people are consultants. Do you have a platform, an association? Because when a connection man takes away your money, there is no way of finding the person. So how do you deal with these situations?
Wow. That's a very germane question. It's advisable to deal with an agency that has an office, and then you also check if it's duly registered. Anyway, the question is, how do you verify if even what they have there as their certification is authentic? You need to read. You have the platforms, the social media platforms, the website. Check and get details for yourself. It's very, very important. In this day and time, you don't need a connection man. You need a consultant. You need somebody who understands the dynamics of traveling to assist you travel.
The B part. Why is it that when you buy wache, a small spoon of gari, when you are buying wache, is very expensive. But when you are buying gobe, if you want the sack of gari, it's going to be given to you. Why?
I think they believe gobe and gari has a connection, so they need to give you more gari. But then with the wache, you have rice and beans already on it, so that's okay.
Listeners and viewers, this is Take On It. See you next time on my NSEM. Thank you.